A group of friends and I took a trip out to Washington, Pennsylvania to visit the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum. We got to enjoy a brand new state-of-the-art museum building complete with an auditorium, gift shop, and galleries, featuring interactive and static displays of streetcars, trolleys, and interurban trains. It's hard to know what to do first, or where to go first, as there is so much to see and experience. We stepped out the back door and crossed the tracks where a trolley would soon pick us up for a ride along their 4 miles of trolley track. Behind this impressive new building is a modern car barn with a lot of rolling stock, from horse-drawn trolleys to more modern passenger cars. Trolleys faced stiff competition as affordable personal motor cars came on the scene, and sadly, all but disappearing by the end of the 20th century. What is nice is that there is a variety of displays here at the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum, be they simple poster boards or more modern display monitors. The term trolley came from the wheel at the top of the pole that went up and connected to the power line for the electric motors to power the trolley. Yes, electric transportation ruled our city streets long before today's EVs rallied. This museum has quite a collection of cars. Some look rough and some are restored, much different than the subway cars you see today in modern cities. Not all the cars on display were used in Pennsylvania. The museum collection has trolley cars from around the country and around the world. Often when one city got rid of their cars, they were sold to another system and refurbished. Sadly, many of them were scrapped and sold off for their metal value. And many were shipped overseas and the metal used to build planes that fought against the USA in World War II. While the region is known for coal mining and the milling steel, electric power has been an important part of Western Pennsylvania's history. Westinghouse is a well-known name worldwide and had its home in the region, so it seemed only natural that the museum has installed solar panels to provide electric power for operating the facility. A Swanson solar energy system with 280 kilowatt inverter and a capacity providing 450,000 kilowatt hours of annual production of photovoltaic solar energy. This will lower the museum's electricity costs by $65,000 per year. This makes the museum the first of its kind to showcase a renewable electric solar power energy resource and transit vehicles together, creating an educational opportunity to teach visitors about solar energy and electricity generation. This small display is some of the over 800 photovoltaic panels which the museum uses to power its display here in its collection, even operating some of their demonstration railway. But what we really came for was to get some onboard experiences. All aboard!
So after he opens the padlock up on that, that'll allow him to throw that big weight. It will throw it the opposite direction. So he's going to flip that switch. That means we're going to go to the left. Well, the original 4 guys bought a trolley somewhere in there's a discrepancy of it. I'm going to tell you 52 to 54. Although I recently read that one guy might have bought his in 49. They all bought that. They had 3 trolleys.
Hey, Don.
And they bought them.
Quit talking.
Move forward.
Dave, you want to just pass the switch?
Keep going, you're good.
Just for Washington, PA, interurban. You'll notice our friend to the left here, that's an active rail line. He comes down here 3 or 4 times a week. We go to the plastic plant on the other side of the street. part of the original line, and it's rather unique because it's like 4 feet long, 4 trolleys long. 1 second here, I'm watching my ground crew guys. The original old county home for Washington was sitting where this base building is now. And it dated back to post-Civil War time. There were a lot of Civil War vets in there. So a lot of people actually rode the trolley to work at that building. And the building, believe it or not, actually faced the trolley, not Main Street. So if you were in Pittsburgh or Allegheny County resident, you want to come to the Washington Fair, they used to come down here to that siding, and you'd get off at the steps and go to the fair. Village of Arden, which you can sort of see through the trees. And there was a line up there, so this line was basically used to haul coal back down to the main line where we saw the trainer. This loop is the tightest circle that you can make with a full-size trolley. Especially if it's one that's pulling a trailer behind it, which Miss Brackenwood could have. One without an operator. So in the day they had a conductor in the second car, and that was done to save money. But the reason that you can tell that is if you look at the corners on one of these and you see that square light up there, you can't see it from inside, but when you get off you'll see the square light. Those were put there so that lines, Philadelphia is one that did a lot of trailering. They could tell from that what was done. Okay? The other thing I want to point out just for a second is trolleys have kind of different signals and signs than you're used to seeing. But notice here you have a green light and a red light both. So the green light tells me that I'm clear to proceed for the next 2 blocks. And a block isn't a city block here. A block is until the next set of signals. So the green tells me I'm good for 2 signals. That means nobody's in front of me. Red tells me to use caution anyway. The only time that you have to stop and absolutely weld yourself to where you're at is if you have a red over red. And the little red that's up above us here does not apply going down the hill but coming up the hill. That's a safety stop notification. And there'll always be one of those before a loop. Downhill now, gravity's doing the work rather than electricity. Folks, they didn't have radios, so you operated by the lights.
Notice the pot leaves on this train. Looks like there's pot leaves on there. Yeah, looks like pot leaves.
This one is very quick.
This thing's fast.
Who else in the back? Because it might take till Saturday night. Yeah.
Folks, we're back.
This museum has been around since the 1950s to preserve the quickly fading artifacts of streetcars and trolleys. You too can enjoy a visit to the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum located at 1 Electric Way, Washington, Pennsylvania, just off both I-79 and I-70. The museum is open Tuesday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and closed Mondays, with the exception of Memorial Day and Labor Day. Admission is $20 for adults, $19 for seniors. Children 3 to 18 are $15, toddlers 2 and under are free with an adult, and members are always free to visit. Membership starts at $25 for students, $60 for a regular membership, and with lots of choices depending on how you want to belong. Check out their website for more information. And don't forget, special events happen throughout the year that will make your visit even more enjoyable. I want to thank you for joining me on this memorable visit to the Pennsylvania Trolley Museum. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to follow Q for Travel for future adventures that we engage in. Until next time, we will see you out on the road or on the railway.